And welcome everybody. Don't even go there.
Sorry, I was confused.
Of course you are. You're always. Welcome everybody to the 69th episode of Unravel. Fuck, I didn't change the title.
Nice.
No, it's the nicest episode and everything's going wrong already. Why did I not change the title? Yeah, no, it said the DM's podcast. Let's change that real quick. Boop.
Bro.
Hey, welcome to the
Bullshit.
69th nice episode of Unravel. Today we're going to be continuing where we last left off, but very quickly, short announcement. Cherry is going on a vacation for the weekend, so she's not here. Vera is currently turning 18, so she's not here. She will be, though, later. But until then, it will just be me, Max, and Rick, all the conscious and... all the conscious characters, basically. I think no. Wait,
Yeah,
is it?
I'm conscious.
Oh yeah, because you rolled a natural 20, you got an 18. So, apart from that quick announcement, why it's for a while going to look like this before everybody arrives. We did the DM's podcast. Last time we talked about the our best and worst D&D stories, which I think is a video that's actually worth checking out.
It's pretty fun video.
Merch, pretty fun.
I
We go-
just,
Go and check that out. That's also with the three of us. It's on our YouTube channel, which is down in the Twitch description below. Also, go check out Cherry. She took over the Instagram, so go to Unravel _ D&D or at Unravel D&D on Instagram. Go follow us there, and go follow at Merv's Magical Merchandise with lower dashes in between the words to go and follow the thing that I make magical items for that may or may not actually exist in the world. Apart from
follow
that,
my Spotify. I just dropped a new track and
I didn't even know that yet.
oh, don't.
go
I
do
did.
I'll go check
some
that
water.
shit out. Drink some what? Sure. Anyways,
Drink some water.
quickly, and the recap, so the
Breathe.
two of you are up to date, I guess. You guys went into the Underdark after arriving in Angrove. You had found a guide, somebody who seemed to know Ned from his previous visit there. Against a bit of payment, he took you, as I said, into the Underdark. You guys took an elevator 6 hours down under the ground, eventually tracking your way through the Underdark, finding a few of its denizens. At first finding a large creature known as a cave lurker, which you did battle with. Afterwards, a group of Durgar attempted to, what you can only presume to be, capture, as they were running up on you with heavy chain nets. You strafed those off and continued on, eventually meeting a mysterious undead-looking ferryman who had asked you to give something of yourself to gain passage on the ship. Eventually, everybody gave up personal items. Lockett gave up the knowledge and existence of her family. On the boat, you guys continued on the trek for another 1.5-ish days, and eventually you even came across the aboleth you had found before, eventually this time slaying it, but not before it was able to turn Lockett into a fish. She is currently affected by a disease that doesn't allow her to regain hit points as long as she's not in the water. She's right there. After that, you guys were getting close. You guys stepped off the boat and continued on for 3 hours before climbing up a small, thin tunnel, eventually finding yourself atop of it. Some of you were already there, whilst others were still climbing, as you were beset upon by a group of Grell. Grell are these large brains with tentacles hanging under it with bird-like beaks, using electricity to their advantage in your fight, eventually knocking out Lockett, bringing her to 0 hit points, and Friedrich knocking him out, but eventually he being resurrected thanks to a lucky natural 20. Lockett, on the other hand, because she's not completely submerged in water, is not able to regain any hit points. You guys did find out that to be healing, she has to be in the water, which you had found out during the previous short rest you had taken. But at the moment, it is all of you, Warwick, as well as Ventra. They are also there, and Lockett will be there shortly. in this small room with small side tunnels, a larger central tunnel that continues on, and the slow vice or not vice, the slow design that goes into the tunnel back the way you came. Before we are going to be getting into any of that really quickly, let's see if we can move this camera a little bit. You gotta lean in, otherwise it's not gonna work.
Hi.
So,
Hello.
us, the three of us plus Cherry plus our older sister has gotten you something. It's a little package. Yeah, let's put this like this. That's yours.
For real?
You didn't
Aw.
expect us to actually give something to you?
No.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's a little sad.
Same.
Come on,
I
Vera.
mean, I understand that.
I mean, you won't be able to use it for a while, I'm afraid, because Corona.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they're cool.
Maybe show what you got.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, sure. That's the dumbest way to open that thing. If you did
Okay.
the other way around, it
Hey,
would have been...
don't
Sure.
give flack. Don't give flack. It's her birthday.
It's a rogue dice set. Oh my god, it's cool.
They're not metal though. So,
No, but they're cool enough. Look, I don't know if you can see it.
They know, they
Yeah, we
bought
can-
it.
Oh my
Really
god!
not.
So you got like a little dagger D4, you got a little bag, I think D10, another D10 bag.
And it's a diamond D12.
and this is a D6, this is a little poison bottle, and that's a D8 of the arrow. So that's yours.
I like it. Oh, that's sweet.
I know.
Thank you.
Some weird looking dice.
Weird looking dice.
Looking dice.
But as you will find yourselves in this small underground room, Lockett being completely KO, what do you guys want to do? It's
Well,
very loud.
I wanted to
Sorry.
skin these growls for anything maybe valuable, like their beaks.
Alright. I would say you can either make a nature or arcana check to see what parts of these creatures are useful. Unless you just want to bring the entire dead bodies, which is a bit much.
Well, no, I want to. I want
Do
to
it.
just skin some. I don't want to do that one. I'll do the nature check. Because I'm pretty smart. That's a 14.
14's decent. That's not a, this is a nature check, right?
Yeah.
Alright, in that case. Looking at the creatures and what's left of them, most of the bigger part of the body, the actual brain area of it, of most of them are useless as they were targeted by most of the attacks. Though you might gather that whatever this brain matter is could be used in the brewery of potions, perhaps, depending on what kind of qualities they have. Let me check. Oh jeez. Alright.
Oh wait, let me get the rolls. from
The you figure the tentacles themselves might actually be worth something, as they were able to shoot out electricity somewhat. They had some kind of conduction to them, so might be utilized, as well as whatever is left over of the outside skin, plus the beaks, kind of that area, might be useful for something. So those three things: the brain mush, the skin, and the tentacles.
Not that interested in the brain much. The tentacles sound good because maybe Murph can do anything with that, and he's interested. Beak. Yeah, I try to take at least one beak.
Yeah, like the beak
Depending
and
on-
the outer skin could possibly be used for some type of armor, but you're not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not setting high expectation for that, but those tentacles I like to.
Right.
Skin.
Go ahead and you don't have any. Do you have any?
Sounds
Do you have
wrong.
any tools
Sorry.
that could help you with this? Do you have any harvesting tools or something of the like? Because last time you cut your hand with an arrow. Because that's the best you had.
No, believe I bought tools. Not sure if what kind of tools that exactly.
So tools do exist that could specifically help with this. Leather worker tools would also work in this case, for like skinning and such. But as I said last time, to even like a dagger could work, is not optimal but could work. But last time, as I said, you cut your hand with an arrow because there wasn't anything else sharp you had.
I mean, I'd borrow a dagger from
You can borrow my dagger.
from this unconscious. You don't want to. I like
mean-
kind of like.
Net.
Yeah.
I
Make sure you
just
don't touch it.
I just give him the if I see him reaching for the blood or the dagger, I can just give you the blood dagger, or whatever the magical dagger I have.
Oh, the soling dagger.
Yeah, that one.
Alright.
Alright.
Sure, I'll use that one because I remember asking for those tools, but I don't remember taking them from the castle, so they're still there in the order.
Yep.
So,
In that case, yeah, you don't have the tools necessary for this. You can try to do it without. Are you proficient with leatherworking tools? Because that's what I'm going with the new tool system that I made. That's kind of what I'm going off of. In that case, you do have something that works with it. It's not optimal, but go ahead and make a.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Go ahead and make a, I would say, wisdom check for this one.
Ooh. Nine.
This is for which part of the creature? Because there are quite a few creatures.
Tentacle.
A tentacle. Alright. With a 9, which is entirely high, you managed to gather cleanly that are not broken or ripped or in any way 3 tentacles.
Alright. Yeah, that's it. With a 9, I'd say that's all I'm gonna spend my time on.
So you grab 3 of those Grell tentacles before eventually Ventress grabbed Locket's body and thrown it over the shoulder.
Just yeet it.
Yeah. kind of going like, where are we going next?
Wait, you sound different.
Yeah. She does. Suddenly.
Something happened with your voice. I know we're deep down, but
Probably the oxygen.
Sound is
I
different.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This room we're in splits off in multiple.
There are there are multiple tunnels. I think there were 4 in total that are about 5 feet wide. There's also one that's like 20 feet wide.
Yeah,
What you realize, looking around a little bit, from all those areas, there's a bit of water coming out that's all going down the hole and eventually making their way to the river further away. But it's slow. It's slow drips and slow bits of flowing water. It's not rushing or anyway.
Well, we gotta respect the
Flint.
drip.
Yeah. Are you okay to keep going? I mean, he was almost dead. I mean,
I mean, if you, we, that's a good question. Is everyone, well, Frederick, Ventra, are you both okay? Lockett clearly isn't okay. I mean, we established that a long time ago.
I think we should figure out something with Lockett first, since I healed her and she hasn't gone up.
From what happened last time, I have a feeling none of us are experienced enough to figure out what might be wrong with her.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
That was not a plan. That was just a statement.
Oh. I'm basically on the brink of death.
Are you
man,
sure you're
so-
okay, Fred? I mean,
No, I'm
you
on the
just-
brink of. I'm on the brink of death.
Okay, well that's all I wanted to know. So we rest.
Yeah.
Flint.
And Flynn goes, I mean, yeah, sure. Last time we went and he points over to the larger tunnel. We went that way, continuing on for a couple of more hours before you and I split up, and I didn't see you anymore, and then you disappeared. So that's my best guess.
Is that? How long is that walking? How long does it take?
No, for this I actually have to read.
Oh no.
He goes,
Oh no.
we continue on that direction for about what should it be, a couple of hours, maybe like let's say 2 or 3.
2 hours. Sure, we can.
But
have
I
a
don't know
rest,
how
I
far
think.
you went from there. I mean, you and I split up. You were like, stay here, and then, you know, you were like, I'm gonna come back to pay you, and then you left, and then I was set up camp there, and I waited for a long time, and then
Well, I've
eventually
paid you already now, so you don't have to worry about that.
Well, true. Do you want me to stay here this time, or you want me to leave again, or I don't know what your plan is exactly, because I would have brought you to
no.
the place that you got to.
We're not
but-
gonna go out the same way that we came in. I think that's. We'll be fine.
Right. How are you gonna leave then? Because
It's none of
you know,
your
'cause,
business, really.
Sure. Well, in that case, yeah, I can lead you that way.
Unless you want to come with us and you think you don't want to take this path back either.
Well, I'm fine taking the same way back. On my own, it's a little easier. People don't really see me as much. But having, you know, yeah, it's fine. No, we'll continue on. It's fine. I can turn back later, and then then our deal is done, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
Well, my friend here is he wants to rest.
Right. So stay here then
No.
for a while, or
Yeah, I feel like it's a good
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. That
Sure.
might be a good idea.
Is there water here? Like you said, like
there's like
a little drip.
You can like there isn't enough to like
Just
go and
drip.
fill a canteen. Like there's just barely enough that you can notice its travel path from this cave into the hole and then out. You know that that's the way water flows, and that's why these caves are even here. But there's no drip where you can hold a canteen under or a water skin to slowly fill it up or anything.
Can you speak dripping?
No, I don't speak dripping.
Is there enough water to let Locket lay in it so she doesn't?
Assume not.
Locked? No, there is not enough for her to lay in.
Can't even fill a canteen.
Well, no, but for her to lay in without her taking damage.
No, there's not
Of
enough
the
water
water.
for
Okay.
her to lay in at all.
Okay.
Like as I said, there's not a lot of water coming through. There's barely enough. Every now and then you see a couple of drips go down and make a turn. You see that's the way the water traveled, and that's why the
Right.
caves are there.
Do you still have that elemental summoning thing?
I think so.
It's a big old.
Oh,
Worst
yeah.
comes to worst.
You've seen Locket. She's done it once so far. During your travels, she threw a bit of water out of her jug over herself to wetten herself. She has to do that, what seems to be about every hour. She has done it twice so far. Because you had a 3-hour walk. She came out of the water, then walked for an hour, then had to do it again, then walked for an hour.
Well,
Okay.
if worst comes to worst, though, we could.
Wait, did she need to be drenched in water to heal? Something like that? We
Yeah,
found that out, right?
Last time you saw her heal, she was completely submerged, not drenched. Drenched is to even be able to walk over land.
Yeah. Okay.
But she seems to have to be submerged to even be able to heal.
Well, if it's anything like, does it like the elemental thing? What does it do again?
There's an elemental in that, so
What kind?
water elemental.
So if worse comes to worse, elementals we've seen are decently sized, and I hope this one might be as well. Can submerge you in there.
I'm not sure if you've seen any elementals.
Air elementals,
Oh,
earth
yeah,
elementals.
you're right,
Yeah,
you're
we
right.
have.
You found an
We
earth
have.
elemental?
Yeah.
There was one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Think
don't
so.
remember. I found a stone golem before, but...
Oh wait.
Could also be that.
Yeah.
But we've seen the air elemental definitely.
But did you bring the disc? Because last time you'd left it behind, and I said you could have brought it with you if you wish, but... Because it's like the shield-sized... ball, basically.
Well, according to you, I could just take the disc.
Like you'd
So-
be carrying it on your back as a shield the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got it right here.
Well, if she starts doing these weird moves, I think she just did one.
I can summon her, or it. I don't
It's,
really know how it works though, but
Look, it's the last resort. I'm just saying, if water is what you need, a water elemental sounds like it's water. I hope it is.
right.
Can you control it?
I think so.
That's okay. It's plan. It's plan
I think
C.
I think you could not.
I don't know if I can or cannot. I don't know anything about summoning elementals.
Let's see. Let me check real quick, because it's an item. The difference is that I made it a one-use item. Well, this bowl is filled with water, and it always is. You can cast Conjure Elemental, the bowl... Yeah, so you can cast Conjure Elemental, which I think you means... See, the Elemental is friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the Elemental, which has its own turns. It obeys any verbal commands you give it to it. It doesn't... If your concentration is broken, the elemental doesn't disappear. Instead, you lose control. So if you break concentration or you cast another concentration spell, then you would lose control. But if you're not in combat, you're more than okay with, not having
Hopefully
to.
that doesn't happen during the combat. Well, hopefully we don't have to save Locket from her
You don't know.
dehydration during combat. That'd be really... Oh well.
And so you have the jug and you have the water elemental to keep her wet for quite some time. The water elemental can keep her wet for an hour as it being existing, and afterwards she's still, wettened by the water elemental before it disappears. So,
Well, we'll just have our short rest then.
right, you will take another short rest. Venture does not heal because Venture didn't have any hit dice left. I remember.
I don't know if I have hit
You
dice.
guys
I don't
took a
think
short rest right after the Aboleth
I think
fight
I
on the
use
beach.
most hit dice.
So you can use any hit die or cast any spell you wish to do anything else you can do within a short rest.
Do I have to roll something?
Not yet, you're currently still drenched. At the end of the short rest, you guys figure that she has to be somehow kept moist. Otherwise problems might ensue.
Well,
The question is, do you do it?
press it again.
I don't think that works for making someone wet, does it?
Oh.
Well, no, but it can dry someone.
No, that's not the point.
That's the joke.
Alright,
right, so-
do that.
Well, you can clean or soil an object. You can't make it wet or clean or wet or dry. So if it's mud, it just becomes water.
Well, I could. Fair enough.
So unless anybody wants to do anything at this end of the short rest, you guys gather up your things. Locket seems to be particularly dry. What do you guys do about that, if anything?
So I have to go to the toilet. So if you. No, it's just okay.
No, we have water skins. I
Well,
assume.
as I said, like you have the massive jug that she's been using
Yeah,
to keep
also-
herself wet.
Mayonnaise.
No, there's currently no mayonnaise left in that thing.
Oh,
there were 12 gallons of water. which I translated into liters, and you need at least 5 liters to keep yourself wet. And there's 45 liters in that thing. You used already twice, so there's 35 liters left, meaning you can keep yourself wet for 7 hours more with that thing.
Alright, well, like giving a plant water, we'll just throw some on there.
Yeah, so
This feels weird.
overlock it. Ventra picks her up again, and you guys continue your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I was gonna say I will. I don't think I have hit dice left, so or maybe a couple, but I haven't written it down, so I'm gonna say that I don't.
Alright.
So I will cast a couple of spells on myself, a couple of cure wound spells.
How many? What level? It's kind of important.
2 level 3 and level 2.
So go ahead and roll for those. Don't forget every spell that you cast, you get the +5 static, or
Oh, yeah.
4.
4. So this is.
But you guys continue on, eventually making your way out through the larger tunnel as Flint guides you. What's the marching order exactly?
Well, Ned and Flint up front, I guess. Keeping an eye out.
Right.
Yeah, Ventra is next to Frederick.
Alright, so it's like just 2 and 2.
Yeah.
You guys continue
Holding.
walking for a bit. Ned, I'd like for you
Can't
to make make a perception check. I assume light is cast.
Yeah,
Alright.
to be able to see
Alright,
anything.
well,
I would say have advantage because Wolwick's helping you.
do I or
Yeah,
you get
have
advantage.
okay?
That's
21.
21. Okay. You guys continue your journey. Ventura every now and then throwing a bit of water over Lockett. Eventually, you travel for 2-3-ish more hours. Time is very hard to keep track of down here. But eventually, Ned, you spot with your vision and a bit of light coming from behind you a vague movement, just beyond your vision of your devil's sight. You see something move. It's rather small. You're not exactly sure what it is.
Flint,
Yeah.
what's up? No one.
What?
I saw something walk
I mean,
around like 100, 150, 100, like 120 feet away from us.
okay.
You know what
Well-
that could be? You've been here once.
I've been here once. Rats. Lizard.
Oh, yeah. I
Anything?
think it's a
real?
little bigger than just a rat or a lizard.
Person? Fuck. No? Dwarf? I don't know. Do you want to hide? Do you want to...
And maybe dim the light a little.
I'm not carrying any light. That's him. And he points over to Philly.
Yeah, there's Fred.
Sorry, what?
Can you dim the light?
Oh. I take off the light and then.
Man, the light goes
See
out. You guys
nothing.
don't see anything.
No, stay real quiet.
In that case, I would like for everybody to make a
Okay.
stealth check. Wolf's got a +2.
+2?
I assume she didn't send you...
Yeah, she did.
Oh, damn, okay.
Damn girl.
That's why I was
Going real sneaky like.
Eh.
Wolwick's also hidden.
Wow.
It's advantage, because he's got stone skin. So, Ned, what'd you get?
8.
That's... Wow. Lockett, what'd you get?
Ventra got 13.
Alright, so 8 and a 13. Philly, what'd you get?
I've got a 21.
21. And Wolwick got a 23.
Do I have to roll for Lockett too?
Now, Lockett's KO. That's not it's currently considered an object. Average of 60.5. You guys hidden rather well. Ned, you keep an eye out for that thingy. Make another perception check with advantage, I'd say, because you know kind of what to look for.
16.
16. You wait for it, and eventually, about just a few seconds after you guys have all clumped to the walls, this small creature comes running up. It seems to be no bigger than a bit less than a foot in length and even less in width. First you think a very quick turtle or something. It gets closer at one point where you notice that its skin.
I shooted it.
Okay, make an
Of course
attack
you do.
roll.
Of
Fuck you.
course you do.
Sharpshooter.
Go for it.
25 to hit.
25 definitely hits. That's a 19. Well, we'll see if he does that.
This nightmare, walking nightmare. Get out of
I
here.
wasn't done even saying what it was.
That's 25 points of damage.
I think that's enough.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's enough. With that, comes running up.
Oh no.
And mid-run, the bolt completely shoots right through it, pins it to the ground. It skids for a slow bit before it comes to a halt, and it just gets really quiet in the cave.
To look a little better at it.
Alright, you look a little
What did I
better at
just
it.
Execute.
It is walking on 4 small dog-like legs, and what seems to be a humanoid brain.
Never mind.
You know, much smaller than the grells you had fought just a couple of hours earlier. Seems to be about this big with a few little legs, and it's currently, you know, shot completely through, and seems to be very dead.
Flint.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
These brains with legs, tentacles.
Yo,
normal
last time it
ears
wasn't
that-
this weird when we got here. I don't know what happened. I've never seen that thing.
Can we go to where I have to go to? I don't want to be here.
Yeah, sure. We can. You want to leave that there? Alright, let's just.
I really don't want to touch it.
Alright. You guys continue on for a bit. Eventually, Warwick slows his step, and he goes, well, from this point on, I'm not exactly sure where you went. Any of the diverging side paths, I have no idea where you. Well, I stayed here, so this is as far as I got you. And mid his during him speaking, Ned, you notice from again 120 feet further up the tunnel, the faint scraping of claws as it's walking slowly in a gentle pace, just further ahead of you. You can hear it coming before you can see it. The rest of you notice it a little later.
This isn't the same
does.
tunnel that we are in. We're currently in a tunnel.
Yeah, there were a couple of diverging sides that Warwick led you through the correct one. He stops at this point where there's another diverging path. And from one of them you hear the faint scraping of nails. Warwick continues on going, last time you went in that one and I didn't see you for a couple of days before you came back, and you were like, gotta do a thing, and we'll be back, and then you'll pay me, and then you didn't. So
Can you... Do all of you hear that?
at this point,
What?
you guys would also start hearing the faint scraping, just of nails over the rock floor.
Flint.
Yeah.
That
Oh fuck.
cave from
Yeah.
there.
Yes, that
That's
one.
where I went last time.
Yep, that one.
Alright.
So I think our agreement came to an end here. Yeah. So you want me to stay here or leave, or stay with you? I don't. I'm
Well,
looking to go back.
You stay for
Okay.
a while.
Okay. How long? Exactly? Because
Till we know what's that thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over there, and he points over to like a large stalagmite, and he walks his way over there and sits behind it. Yikes!
What is it?
Move forward a little bit. Eyes
Yeah.
peaked.
All looks gone. Make a perception check.
22.
22. Alright. You see, coming up, getting a little closer, listening in as well. You hear whatever it is. It's quadrupedal, so walks on 4 legs. Has large nails. There's 2 of them. So you wait a bit longer.
Can I hide somewhere?
Sure, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Yo.
Ventura will do the same.
Oh. Okay.
You're a little further up in the tunnel, and slowly appearing into your dark vision, first as somehow silhouettes, are these medium, a little larger than you, but definitely smaller than Ventura. Greenish looking creatures, large fur across their bodies. Seems almost like a bear that walks on very tall legs. Kind of makes their way over to you. You wait a moment and you look. They're currently walking on either side of something. And you wait a moment. Do you hide or anything? Or do you just stand there?
Well,
I've
my
hidden.
distance.
Alright, what'd you get,
Poor
Friedrich?
29.
29.
13.
13. Alright, I would like for you to roll stealth check, Ned, if you're going to try and keep your
I
distance.
wouldn't say stealthy. I'll just say
Sneaky.
Well, it's either you don't want to be
walk
seen or
with
you
them.
do want to be seen. So it's either or. Can't do both.
yeah. No. I do want to be seen if they have that vision, but I will keep my distance from them. So I will walk backwards at their pace.
Alright, in that case, they do not become any clearer to you. And at one point, you
Well,
pass up your allies. Because they're coming towards you.
I mean, with a 22, I have pretty much clear light vision. Is there anything?
You see them coming, but if you keep the distance that you have from them appearing on the edge of your vision, you cannot see them any clearer than you did the first moment you saw them.
No,
Because
let's
22
stop
means
when,
you saw them way earlier than they did you.
I'll stop with when I'm like flanked
Flanked
by
by
my
your
allies, basically.
You stop there, and these 2 creatures get closer. Don't seem to be any more aggressive. Barely seem to notice you even. But in between, there seems to be a rather tall, about 6.5 foot tall humanoid almost. Long, elongated head in the back, the face flat in front, tentacles reaching out from under the jaw. 2 very meaty, long-fingered, 4-fingered hands that kind of cross each other. And you now notice why you didn't hear this creature before, is because it's gently just hovering with them, going at their pace. They seem to be getting a little closer. They're currently 90 feet-ish.
No, I'll just wait until it's like
Yeah.
60 feet.
A moment passes before, Ned, in your mind, you hear a voice come through. Nobody else hears this, by the way. You simply hear someone. Did you encounter our messenger? He went looking for you ahead of us, but we haven't heard from him yet. As they
What's
slowly
your
fall a bit
messenger?
closer. Just a little pet of ours was supposed to guide you, but is not here anymore. Now 60 feet closer, you see them. It's not moving any of its face. This is very reminiscent of how Thyra sometimes spoke to you through telepathy. The moment he gets about 20-ish feet away from you, he gently lands on his feet. And he goes, "Are you the one calling himself Ned?"
Yep, me and some other people. Yeah, Who are you?
He screeches something to the creatures next to him, and both those creatures who were walking on their four legs kind of lay lower. He himself gets on one knee, bows his head. He goes, "I was simply sent here to find you and escort you further to the mind. We have long awaited your arrival. I mean no harm, nor do any of these."
Well, that's...
Have you once again traveled on your own, or did you bring friends?
No, I brought friends. Fred, Ventra, you can come out. It's...
Oh,
He is
I
not
turn on the light.
dangerous.
Yeah, you turn on the light. The moment you do that, the creature there suddenly fucking appearing for you. This squid humanoid-looking creature is suddenly seems to not. He adjusts to it, but it was sudden and not something he expected.
Sorry. I can't see otherwise.
When because Ned spoke common, did he react to that? I assume he did.
When you spoke common, no.
Does
you
he
did
know
not.
common?
No.
Oh.
Apparently, he doesn't seem to speak common.
No. Are you? Do you have anything to do with the voice or the dreams I've been having?
The mind has sent me here to come and meet you on your journey. We have long. This was in common, or did you speak any other language, by the way? Sorry.
Currently still talking common.
Then he did not respond. Never mind. He does not speak
Oh,
common.
he did.
I assumed before that you spoke a different language. Because
No,
whenever you spoke
'cause
to you were able to respond.
Then
His tone changes, making this similar sounds before. This doesn't seem necessarily like a language, although you seem to be understanding it. As he goes, "I've been sent here to retrieve you. I was told long ago you were the one to come and save us." You notice this language you have never heard before, but somehow you understand it. To be more
Damn it.
specifically, he speaks deep speech at this point. And Lockett, Lockett's Kaon, by the way. Ned, you've seen one of these creatures before. One of these creatures was carrying the bundled up version of your crossbow. Way back in Newcastle.
Damn. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That. Well, I mean, why waste more time?
He goes in telepathy again to you. "I've been told that you have a deal. You will escort you and your compatriots to him. He wishes to speak to you."
Okay.
Like, none of you hear this.
What's
you just see
happening?
him stare at Ned.
He's the escort. Keep your eyes open.
Walwick, kind of coming out from behind the stalagmites he was hiding behind, goes, "So, I think this is, it, right? Like, you're good?" Okay, like, obviously keeping his distance.
Well, Finn, can I ask you one more question?
Me? Or?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, last time I paid you 300 gold for back and forth, right?
No. You were saying that on your return, you would pay the rest, and then you didn't.
Inside check.
Make an insight check.
Not sure if that's good though, but 17.
With a 17, he's not necessarily lying. Last time, same as last time you had paid him, and you said you were going to pay the other half when you got back. That you never did. You didn't specify that you would have paid him for the way back, but he never received that bit of payment. He seems to be very okay. He seems to be very okay with the deal that he's gotten so far.
No, I figured that much.
So you guys,
We'll meet again.
So yeah, if you don't need me to stay here and you've got it, your new whatever that is, I think, you know, thanks for paying me this time. But I will, if you don't mind.
No, it's fine.
He goes, alright, good luck to y'all. And again, it turns around, and the moment he turns around, he seems first turn around and start walking, and then he goes, and a moment later he seems to become blurry, before completely disappearing. After seeing whatever the fuck that was, and is now still standing in front of you, he was more than eager to leave. The other creature standing there goes, once you're ready, we may go. And you all see him just simply gesture to the tunnel that they came from.
Okay.
Yeah, this is normal. Do you perhaps know any bodies of water? In Undercommon, by the way. I'm not sure if you...
Alright. In that case, he
By the way.
replies back telepathically, going, there is a river you came from. There is water at my home. For what purpose do you require this?
Well, you see, one of my friends who helped me get here is...
He kind of looks over.
cursed?
He looks over for a moment. Check. Yeah. He goes, not familiar with the treatment, but I've seen the disease before. We may be of aid. Follow me. And he kind of
That'd be great.
gets up again from his kneeling position, begins to levitate once again, and turns around. And he kind of starts floating further into the tunnel. He sends out telepathy to all of you that are currently, awake, going, we are in dire need of your assistance. There are threats upon us that cannot be handled by our own. We are known as the Illithid, creatures that occupy abandoned corner of this underground world, as we have been pushed out of every other home we've had so far. Now our latest home was threatened. Your friend was lost on a mission long ago. When contact was once again re-established, we required your aid, and for your return, we will give that which you seek for a long time. I haven't been told what it is, but your arrival has been anticipated for many weeks. you notice that most of his speech is directed towards Ned, but you all can hear it.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. If
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
no,
all hear
it's
that.
to
Yeah,
everybody
okay,
that's
okay.
not KO. You can hear it, but what he was saying was directed towards Ned, as in the you and the him.
Well,
Can we reply?
Yeah, you can. The same way that you can with Tyrus, you can reply in a likewise manner as long as you keep the contact initiated.
Okay.
If you stop for a longer period of time, he has to restart it.
What threats?
One of us has betrayed us and wishes to wipe us out. He is a threat that can maybe be stalled. Apart from that, other creatures of this area wishes to enslave us or kill us. Other mistakes that we have made in an attempt to defend ourselves have turned against us. These creatures are powerful, not of our own making, but we do not possess the capabilities to fight them.
what are they?
I don't exactly know some of the specific creatures, but others that live down here wish to enslave us or kill us. Dwarves and gnomes and drow wish to kill us. Gith and other horrid creatures hunt us down for our mere existence.
Are all of that your problem, or is there one specific one
Some
currently?
of them are worse than others. More of this will be explained by the mind.
Fine.
We are happy for your arrival, for if you had stayed away longer, we might have been killed. You see,
Oh, that's good.
he is dressed in very shabby clothing that seems to be worn through many creatures from many generations. It's what a hobo would probably wear if they lived here. There is no nice clothing or armor or anything. The creature looks super gaunt. There's not a lot of flesh on his bones, although you're not exactly sure the physiology, the biologic of this creature whenever it is in full health. It seems to be, not doing too well.
Yeah.
Eventually, he leads you out into. You step out of of an area again, and you see you're in a massive underground area once again, but this time it's lit up. There is a vague blue hue coming from a large crystal, which seems to be hanging atop the wall. Apart from it, there's few spots here and there where there are also blue crystals kind of lighting up most of the surroundings around you. Some of you cannot, especially the ones with dark vision, still can't see well around them, but you can see spots of the area enlightened, like as if you're walking through the dead of night. But there are street lanterns here and there that show a part in a clear view. But this large main crystal seems to be illuminating what seems to be a massive, could be 6 or 7 story high stalagmite that has areas that could possibly function as windows or doors and hallways, the balconies and such. This seems to be a large building that's built on the inside of a very, very tall stalagmite. That's kind of what you see initially as you arrive. The creature once again speaks to all of you, going, "We have arrived at our home. Have you any knowledge about the guide we sent to find you before?"
Which guide exactly? Can you elaborate?
A little creature. Looks like what many people refer to as a brain on legs.
I'll be very honest. I think I shot it.
Too bad. They are useful. There are some that we use as gods, if you will. Others are sent with
As a party, as ourselves, gesturing to the two creatures walking with him.
as guides. They are controlled by the mind, able to be directed directly to a nearby location and walk without fault.
Well, no offense meant, just not too long ago we were attacked by flying brains. So,
Some creatures that live here are not ours, as are those. In the
understand.
future, please do not kill them.
Understand that, the Underdark brings with it dangers.
It seems to continue floating on for a bit. Eventually, you come closer to the stalagmite, and there you find a rather deep, it seems to be about 30-40 feet deep, moat that's built around this stalagmite that's been dug out. All the way at the bottom, there's stalagmites like spikes standing up, but there is a bit of a bridge that goes over to a decently well carved, almost dwarfish looking design to this main area. Outside here, you see a couple of more of these illithid creatures, as they describe themselves, currently standing guard. They don't seem to be wearing any, wielding any weapons, but they do. These ones do seem to be wearing a breastplate. There's about half a dozen of these other green furred creatures that also stand here. The moment you guys arrive, the other two mind flayers once again screech something to the creatures nearby you. Ned, you can understand this as deep speech, them yelling out "kneel" to all of them, as the furred creatures and the illithid themselves all go down to the ground from their, the illithid from their floating positions, and all kneel as you all pass up, entering this stalagmite. Do you say that in common?
Actually, no. I say
You
that's
say that to
in
them?
deep speech.
Deep speech. Very well. In that case, the moment you pass them up, them just standing there don't seem to be responding, and don't even seem to be willing to dare look any of you in the eye.
Okay then.
You guys continue on into what seems to be a bit of a larger hallway, still dragging Lockett KO but with you. You come to what seems to be a bit
Is
of a
there
larger
no water
hallway.
anywhere? Or...
There's no water here, no.
God.
You come into this larger room. Can you get some water for me, by the way? The voice is a problem, and you're not doing anything. You come into what seems to be a bit of a bigger central arrival area, like if you come into a castle, the Great Hall, kind of. There's a bit of pillars. Some of it's carved, some of it isn't. It's seems to be very, mostly the doorways and such are nicely carved in a dwarvish design, almost dwarvish gnomish. Here you see a lot of mind flayers or illithid that are looking ragged. Some of them seem to be dying or dead. What would almost being similar to what you saw in what you call it, when you guys were way back in the druid village, where you met Felina, the archdruid that was mending and healing the Eladrin. Here you see them, ragged clothing, all looked very gaunt and starved. You see about 12. There's about a dozen that look like that. Before you go through this smaller hallway, there, standing in front of what seems to be a large half-round, almost a round doorway that's currently shut with heavy stone doors. The illithid stops there for a moment before there was a pulse of energy. You see the air slightly shimmer. Ned, you recognize this rather quickly. This is similar to what you're able to do with your crossbow. If you were able to absorb someone's intellect after a kill. This is a mind blast that is fired towards this doorway. The door kind of shakes for a moment before it slowly opens up. You go through. There's a smaller room. This one more nicely decorated. There is some tiles on the floor. You see a couple of these small brain creatures run about. There's another few mind flayers here, or illithid here. Additionally to that, when you walk through, there's a tunnel that goes through this, or another hallway that goes through this room. You see coming out of one of the doorways and stopping. By the way, every mind flayer you've passed up so far kneeled to you. Seems to be an illithid that comes also floating. It seems to be about twice their size.
Don't know.
It's very much taller than Ventra, but about as big in width and surrounding. He floats a bit, and you guys all kind of stop to see this massive illithid, as he also slowly lowers himself to the ground and kneels. He wields a large staff that he holds to his side. He puts that onto the ground before bowing his head down. Eventually, another heavy stone door that is opened in a similar manner. The door opens up once again, leading into a room that is lit up with a few of these blue crystals that you saw before. You all make your way in. This room is the nicest one of them all. There is nice tiles here. There are pillars on which these crystals are set. There are a couple of vats. There are about 4 low pillars. They come to about your hip. That seem to be shut with metal, like a metal case, very similar to how a submarine would close. That's set on the top. You see very thick glass in this pillar, and in there is what seems to be about greenish water, and floating in there seems to be a rather large humanoid brain that just kind of floats in there. It kind of turns its way to you all as you guys pass it up. It seemed to be more alive than you'd expect it to be. All of this room eventually leads to a round pool of water that slowly moves and shimmers a little bit as you guys step closer. I feel like this is the first place where you see water. Ventra kind of walks up and starts kind of undoes Locket from the carrying position she was having in, and gets her ready to throw her in there. The moment she gets a little closer, the illithid kind of reaches up his hand, speaks something to Ventra before Ventra kind of, oh okay, and turns back around and doesn't throw Locket in there. You guys wait for a moment as the illithid turns around and goes,
this is where I shall leave you. The mind will be with you shortly.
And he kind of moves away. You see, in the roof of this room, there are a couple of holes in them that seem to be leading to different chambers. Ned, you recognize this place a little bit. This is very similar to some of your dreams, with like the holes in the roof and stuff. At this point, you gather they are all able to float somehow. That's probably their stairways. So you guys are kind of left alone in this room.
Fred.
Yeah.
No clue what it brought us into. This is more than
This is
I could-
weird.
This is, I feel, I hope this is not gonna... Are they gonna eat us?
What? They were scared about something, right? This seems all pretty
bowing
impressive.
down from, for us.
Yeah, that's
I
a
feel
little
like it's
weird.
a little
It's called sus. It's a little sus.
It's like
I
maybe they're like just flavoring it up, right? They're just making us feel good, and then when you least expect it, right?
yeah,
Keep
exactly.
your eyes open.
I kind of want to wait till Locke is back, but that's taking a long time.
Well, you know, you asked her to get water.
I know, because I want to get water, because the voice is difficult. I don't know. Anyway. You... Oh, she arrived. I think. No, alright, whatever.
Arrived.
Eventually, you waited for about 5 minutes before, from a larger central hole in the ceiling that is above the vat of water, a 6 feet wide, 8 feet long humanoid brain, like a massive brain about the size of a bear, came descending down from that hole. There's a few tentacles that wrap around it, almost coming from the underside of it, as it slowly, gently lands itself in the water below it.
Okay.
After that, Ned and Philly had a conversation, and
Okay.
do you guys initiate any type of conversation?
Would this be the mind? Is this the mind? I have no clue. I just
What are we looking for?
The moment
What did we just
you're talking like
witness?
that, sending it out back to all of you through telepathy, goes what you assume to be the thing in front of you, going, I am the mind. The way my children speak to me is, well, I am the leader of this colony. Thank you once again for your arrival. It took a bit of convincing, I think, but you've made your trek here, and we are thankful.
You seem with quite a lot. What is it that I am apparently capable of? You aren't.
During your last visit here, you managed to slay a number of enemies of ours. We were hoping this skill once again would be able to be utilized. In the meantime, after you left for your final mission, you returned broken. So did your friend. Your friend is still here in a healing state, but eventually you were lost. We were not able to find you until a few months ago, when one of my emissaries managed to track you down and supply you with a means of communication. Somewhat. I have been able to see your journey through the eye on your weapon.
You are the voice. I.
In a way you would wish to describe, yes, I am that voice.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be a big brain.
Like,
Do you have a
revealing
name?
what I really am is dangerous. We, as a species, have many allies. I do not have a name, but my children refer to me as the Mind is something that you could refer me to as well.
The mind.
It has come to my attention that a fault from your previous journey was the loss of your memories. We have
It is a
been...
motivation. Mine.
We partially feel as it is
our fault. Last time you were here, you came seeking for knowledge and power. Eventually, we had bestowed some upon you and your friend were testing out this power until certain mission, miscalculation on our part. You returned broken. Your friend still had his mind, yet you had not. So we started preparations for the return of your memories. After we had lost you, that preparation was put away until we had found you once again. Your friend is still in an animated state of healing. He is not awoken for many months now.
I am very confused for many reasons. I don't know who this friend is. I don't know.
I've showed him to you a couple of times before in the hopes that it would possibly motivate, but I think that the absence of your memories possibly have obscured this motivation. A small goblin by the name of Reeds traveled here with you for a similar purpose. I can understand that a sudden arrival as this might be strange for a surface creature as yourself that not yet knew what he was going towards. Any questions you have can be answered, of course.
What do you mean broken?
You came back having lost your complete person. You seem to have been lost to us, but after a couple of days your mind came back. You were able to speak and move and understand some. But as we were preparing to heal you fully, you disappeared and we could not find you again.
Well, what do you want? Well, first, my friend Lockett is, she's in a weird state.
I can see. She is touched by a creature that comes from a place similar to ours. You've had encounters with this creature once before, but once touched, this creature might be able to leave a rather nasty disease upon you. Preparations can be made to heal her as well. What we ask from you, we wish to once again restore your mind to you. In the meantime, we are threatened by outside forces that have been gathering to kill us for a long time. We cannot anymore fend them off ourselves. As you've seen, many of my children are weakened and brittle. Some of these enemies of ours specifically arm themselves to fight against us. What I ask of you, and the reason I have bestowed the power upon you that you have been using for some time now, is while we prepare for the return of your memories, for you to kill or at least delay our enemies so we may once again gather up our strength to fend them off if they do arrive on our doorstep. Your friend can be healed, and we can once again introduce you to your former goblin friend if you wish, although he cannot. He's not fully healed yet.
I feel like If he's still healing, maybe wait for that until I'm able to sympathize with him.
As you wish. Until then, your journey has been long, I think. Rooms have been prepared for you to accommodate creatures as yourselves. We will prepare for your friend there, so she might heal as well. Tomorrow I will send one of my guides, and you see one of the brain creatures come up. He will bring you to me, where we can speak upon your stay here and what each of us expects from the other. Before that, you may rest.
Well, thanks for the resting place. Do you mind if I walk with my fish friend till
Of
she's
course.
cured? I mean,
Follow him, and one of the tentacles kind of points over to the brain creature. He will lead you to where she can be healed, and then your rooms. And the doors on the other side just kind of open once again, and the brain creature slowly, like a small puppy, just starts running off in the direction. It is as terrifying as it is adorable.
I don't like.
You guys follow this brain dog, eventually making your way to the middle room that you got in between, and you go into one of the hallways. That the moment you get into the hallway, it becomes more stone-like than it was nicely carved. But a regular door, seeming to be the only regular door in this whole area, is one that he knocks on before he continues on, seemingly pointing out that that's your room. Eventually continuing on a little bit further, he turns right into a room, and there's many rooms that have simple archways that show these carapace-like pods holding a couple of mind flayers or illithid in them. He turns right into a room where there's about half a dozen pods, but only one is filled currently with a goblin creature. The moment you get there, one of the pods, almost like a robot, kind of opens up, and there seems to be a slightly angled resting place for a humanoid creature. The four of you are left there with Lockett's unconscious body.
Are we supposed to? Is he suggesting we put Lockett in there?
I think so.
Ventra just lays Locket in there, though.
Oh, Ventra, I mean, I'm sure they have the kindest intentions, but maybe we should,
Check it out first.
Yeah, let's not just use their things, let's first get to know it a little. With that, I mean Fred. Can you help me?
Yep, I'll help you.
What do you want to do?
Investigate this thing,
Yeah.
Right.
I guess.
Go ahead. Both of you can make I would say go ahead and make an investigation check to see what you can determine from this. What the fuck this is.
13.
16.
It can hold a person. It will hold them in place. Apart from that, you have no idea what the fuck this is. No idea at all.
Is there water?
It seems to be damp on the inside, yes.
I guess.
What? Keep her alive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the best we've got.
Sure, do it.
Ventra lays Locket inside of the thing.
The moment Locke is put inside and Ventra moves back, the whole thing kind of almost like a natural, like how a flower sometimes can curl in itself. It so slowly just folds in. You can still see the Locket's head that's kind of rested, and there seems to be a bit of mist almost coming from the carapace itself as it kind of just fills that area with a bit of moisture. Apart from Locket in this area, there's only the goblin who's like 3 pots over.
Yeah, there's none of them in here. This is what I've just been noticing.
You did see, and like if you passed up a few rooms, and there were 2 rooms that were completely filled with illithid.
Oh, okay. But there's a different room.
That is indeed a different room.
Is she supposed to like?
You knock on it, there's no response. Locket's still
Okay,
there.
So what's supposed to happen?
Does anything
I
happen?
have no clue.
Nothing happens immediately, but the small brain creature kind of goes back to the archway that leads into this room. Kind of stands there waiting on the rest of you.
You're all gonna leave me.
In the center of this room, by the way, there seems to be a large, almost round kettle that is completely shut. There's a faint yellow glow coming from it that lights up the rest of the room. I forgot to mention that it's set in the middle of it.
I mean, you guys can follow that thing. I'll stay here for a little while. Look, if this thing's gonna kill her, I'll feel real guilty. So I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah. I'm gonna check out what they're gonna do.
Ventra will
Maybe,
go with Frederick.
Yeah,
Will
keep
Ventra
him
do
safe.
that? Will Ventra not stay?
Then
What did you say?
Will Ventra not rather stay with Locket?
No, she will go with Frederick.
Ah, okay.
keep him safe.
Sure.
Where do you guys go?
Yeah, well, we follow the brain thing, I guess.
Alright, you follow the little creature, and it once again gets to the door, kind of scratches on it, and then steps away.
Door.
You guys just kind of stand there awkwardly.
Yeah,
doing
but
nothing.
it's just like you're
Back.
supposed to. Sorry, it did steps away, so I can follow it, right?
It went back the way you guys came, eventually getting to the door, and it scratched on it a few times before stepping away from it.
Oh yeah, and then I'll open that door.
Right. You open up the door, and on the inside is a contrastly very, very strange room. Seems to be a room not too dissimilar from the room you stayed in when you were in Iron Grove. This is a bit dwarvish design room that has four beds, one much larger. There are candles burning in here. It's compared to the rest of the place, it's very odd and very
Little
homey.
petals.
Petals.
Like 2
Is
swans
there
looking like that.
chocolate on the pillow?
No, there's not. I'm afraid.
Chocolate on the pillow, heart-shaped bed.
But
Oh,
the
you're
rest
trying
of
to,
the rest of the day is yours if you wish to do anything. It's later in the day. Hence the reason
does
the
it-
mind said
does
that
it-
he would speak to you the next day.
Does it matter that much because we're on the ground, right?
Well, yeah, but the way you can because you don't know what time it is doesn't mean that you can stay awake infinitely.
Oh no, I know.
Like you notice you start getting tired. Hence,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably
But
the end of the day.
But we don't know what time it is. That's what I meant.
No.
I think I'll go to sleep rather quickly since I've gone unconscious twice today.
Alright.
So I'll just sit on a bed and just pass out from exhaustion.
Right.
Just be like, I need
Yeah.
to lick my wounds.
Fantra will go back to where Locket is and stay there. Probably sleep there too.
Ned, what do you want to do?
Yeah, just sleep against the pot.
Right. Eventually, some of you do find yourselves going to rest more comfortably. Frederick almost being disillusioned with the fact that he's not where he is, as the inside of this room is very different. There is a lock on the inside, by the way. There's a latch lock.
Yeah, I think I've passed out for
Yeah.
that.
But Ned and Ventura, eventually you also find yourself going to sleep near the pod. Locket, I'd like for you to make a I'd like for Locket to make a Constitution save with advantage.
+3. Oh,
That's
wait,
no roll.
that's it.
That's not a roll. That's very unfortunate.
14.
14's enough.
Okay.
You regain all your hit points like normal.
Okay.
Eventually, Ned and Ventura, Ned, you first, you kind of get awoken as something small is jumping up against your chest as you're kind of sitting, sleeping. Kind of jumps up against your arm. You open up your arm, and there you see the same small-ish brain creature that's kind of.
Oh,
You kick it, it kind of tumbles before righting himself. Without being affected too much, it moves over to Ventra and does the same. Ventra slaps it to the other side of the room and smacks against the wall before hitting it, before Ventra also actually wakes up.
yeah, it's a little... Apologies. Brain thing.
The kind of the brain creature kind of sits and waits. Really, the same for you. You kind of get you wake up to this faint knocking on the door.
5 more minutes.
But Ned and Ventura, you both get awoken by the brain creature.
What? Something happened? Alright. Stand up. Oh, my back. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, did I shit all night?
It was not comfortable at all. Your ass hurts.
Ooh.
But you get up.
Look through the...
You look to where Locket is, and Locket's face is no longer translucent. She looks normal again. You see it in patches that she still looks, and the fur as well looks paler than it was before, but not as bad anymore. The moment kind of both of you get up, and the moment you touch it, it also slowly opens up, once again unwrapping itself and some of the mist flowing out. Locket, you awaken in a weird fucking place. But healed completely and no longer infected by this disease.
Can you understand me?
Ned, I can understand you fine. Where the hell are we?
Alright, they didn't, alright. No clue.
Wait. You're gonna tell me that
We're
you
at the
don't
place
know...
that we were supposed to be, okay? It's just, I didn't know exactly what it is, and I still don't.
So
Right.
we came here for nothing?
No, look, there's a guy that apparently once was my friend, and if we do this thing, they say I'm gonna get back my memories. I mean...
He points over at a very skeleton, like the outer skeleton of an insect. That's kind of what these pods are made out of.
Mm-hmm.
And you look over, and in one of those pods, you see a goblin, male, little old.
Just
Wait,
visualize the
if
skeleton of
we
a
do
goblin
what?
hanging on a wall or something.
Nope, that's not it.
It'd be really funny though.
There's my friend.
Yeah.
Wait, what did we have to do for you to get your memories back?
It was vague. It was very vague. But we have to kill something? Someone?
Great. And where is this thing? Is it
I
here or?
If it's just half as bad as walking into, the Fox headquarters.
I mean,
Look,
with the fog, we at least kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into.
well, I mean, it's a big brain. I'm sure he's gonna tell us more if we
Wait,
completely.
it's what?
Nebula brain.
Oh yeah, it's a large brain, like almost bigger than Ventra. If you, yeah, I mean, it's big.
How? What? A brain?
Well, it's a little, and that like goes to the dark brain and picks it up.
Yeah, you walk over to the archer where it's waiting on you, kind of pick it up, and he's now holding one of those brain creatures he shot. No, you didn't see that. He was holding it. He's holding a humanoid brain with small dog legs.
I mean,
That's
it's almost
gross.
cute.
No, it's not. It's terrifying.
Put it down.
You put it down and kind of walks back to
And
the archway.
it's like that, or
It doesn't have paws, and it's even bigger.
it's just the brain then?
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Okay, I'm not gonna question this. I'm too confused.
I know it looks very suspicious, dangerous, and like every single moment they could kill us.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Which is why I suggest we stay together and don't split up too much.
Well, no, that's probably for the best because a big brain gives. Are they all made of brains, or is this just the dog thing and the?
Well, there's a lot of brains. I will say that much. But I was gonna say I think you've seen one, but I'm not
I
sure
only
if you
saw
were,
the bird thingies.
if you were alive at that moment. I
You know, Locket went down at the grills, and that's it.
I was talking about the mind flayer way
Yeah,
back.
no,
She
Oh,
I
way
think
back.
she died then as well. I'm not sure if it was before or after that.
No, she's seen that one.
All right.
And died.
I don't know what that was, and as far as you know, this creature has only introduced itself as an illithid. I've been saying mind flayer, but it's
Well, they
They-
look similar.
yeah, they only speak about themselves as an illithid.
So it's a illy, and
It's a what?
it's like it was ill, and then it was a lot of words. So it's like an illy. So I think we fought one. You know when you were killed by an imp.
No, you
remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that one day when that happened? So it was one of those things. Not the imp, but like after that.
Oh, well, sure.
Sorry for reminding you for that day.
Big mistake.
I think it wants us to go to it.
I think so too. But is this the creature still?
Yeah, every
on
now
my
and then,
door?
every now and then it scratches. Like exactly 5 minutes later, it scratches at your door again.
Also, whilst we're speaking, Frederick could have been horribly murdered in some different room.
That's true.
How did the bed sleep, by the way?
Oh, very comfortably.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, that's the most suspicious part of this.
That's
How-
sus.
Yeah, that's
Brain creatures and illithid, but he slept comfortably. That's fucking weird.
yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Rocks.
For both of you,
I'll-
the brain creatures are waiting outside the door of the room you're in.
Yeah,
Go to the
I'll-
room where Frederick is sleeping in as quick as possible when I realize that.
Yeah.
I will go outside after that. Probably open the door, see Ned running in as well.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yep.
I mean, I'm
During
getting
that-
more comfortable with you pointing that thing at me, but you don't have to do it every time.
Are you getting more comfortable?
Uh, with you pointing the hand crossbow at me.
Felt like last time I did that. Yeah, okay.
I mean, you do it more often than not, or you have done it a couple of times.
Well, I mean, I feel like recently I haven't been doing it that much.
No, that's true. That's true. Fair enough.
Like, if I'm just holding my hand, Ned holds his hand in a certain way. If I'm holding it like that, I'm aiming at you. It doesn't have to be there.
Get it? Mm-mm.
Oh,
I don't know.
You mean in the way that you can hold your hand like this and then it can appear in your hand to do, yeah.
I don't know what to think about that, so I'm just not gonna think about it.
Yeah.
And I think Brainiac wants us to see
God.
us.
Brainiac?
I don't know.
I think
Big
that's
J-
a
Um,
cool name.
You
Nebula
guys,
Brain.
you guys,
Brainstorm.
Lockett, you now being in this area, you've seen here and there, especially in some, you walked past a couple of rooms and some of them had the same pods in them. In one of them, you saw like a lot of these illithid that you fought before, and you guys kind of get to the door now. You see this next room where this hallway leads into, and there's a couple of more of these illithid over there. A couple of these brain dogs kind of ran past you and continued on. As you guys kind of make your way over to Brainiac, you get into that room. There's also another illithid that's 4 times the size of the normal ones. As I said, a little taller than Ventra. That's also there. You guys, as you enter that room, all the awake illithid kind of bow their heads. They don't completely get on their knees anymore, but they just kind of bow their heads as you enter. One of them opens the door for you as you eventually make your way into once again this large room. As I described before, you now see the brains in the jars. You see the massive brain on the other end of this room. You see some of the holes in the floor and the ceiling.
I just quietly go to the one nearest to me. Okay, yeah, that are a lot of brains.
Oh, the nearest of the party. Okay.
Yeah, not the nearest
I
to
thought you
the...
went to one of those brains that ting ting.
No. The one
I'm
with, like-
sure they are not. I'm sure they're ethically sourced, right? I mean,
Ethically sore.
The moment you guys
humans
enter,
were able to walk through the fields and stuff.
the moment you guys enter, the mind once
I
again
see.
reaches out with their telepathy out to all of you, going, "I'm so glad of all of you to join us. I hope your stay was comfortable. We've attempted to find
Yep.
a sleeping arrangement that would be more suitable for your kind. I see that your friend has healed well."
The bed.
Yeah,
boy.
I had no doubts that that would.
Of course.
Thanks.
So, I can imagine that you might, especially you, now awoken, have any questions. If there's anything you wish to know before I discuss what I would ask from you and what I have to offer, ask it now, so it may be answered.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, what's up
what's
with
the
all the
buffet like?
brains?
He goes, "What?"
Oh,
One at a time, please.
what's the buffet like? The food here.
Food is as similar to your room. We have attempted to find something suitable for your kind. We have some servants who are preparing food for your group, for your stay here. No, not to worry about that.
Yeah, what's up with all the brains?
Part of our species, we may exist as our own single entities before eventually, upon death, unite together as a central mind, hence my size. I am many illithid put together, simply said. Those here in front of me are exemplary figures of our species that are kept to their own.
Okay, that's good.
I apologize if our appearance is unsettling to you.
Well, no, it's just a little bit off-putting, you know. It's not that you see a brain every day.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how they're going to evolve after they die into the big brain. And it's just funny. I don't know.
They get like another brain gets tossed in there, kind of just. Yeah.
Oh, they evolve into the big brain.
That's gross.
So you say human, like people foods, right? I mean, you like on some strict diet or something?
Our diet is merely different from yours. We eat similarly, preferring meats and such.
Well, you're not gonna eat us, right?
We have need of you elsewhere, and a mistake of ours is to be rectified with your hobgoblin friend. Because of us and another outside entity, our mission went wrong, and he lost his mind. We were not able to repair it before he abandoned us.
I mean, I think I'm fine now, right? I mean,
He's a little bit crazy, but still.
You were far different when you
it's
arrived
like in a
here
good
before.
way or a bad way. Like,
In a good way.
Do you know his name before he went all cuckoo?
I do. I'm aware of him introducing himself as Inkwell to most. Apart from that,
maybe misheard that. I mean,
Inkwell is what it was.
You see, your name was Inkwell.
Upon return of all your memories, a full name might be revealed. But that is what we wish to do. For our previous mistake, we wish to give you back your memories. But the setting up of that ritual must be done and takes some time to do. In the meantime, there are others that live in this dangerous underground territory that wish to eradicate us. If we are eradicated, we cannot finish the ritual for your friend, and additionally, we will never, persistence of our species is something that we'd prefer.
well, if you've given me these powers, I guess you helped me along the way somehow, so... What is it you're dealing with that we have to deal with? Cause...
A couple of things. There, first and foremost, I think, starting off with the most dangerous thing. One of us has defected. As I said, the persistence of our species is essential. He found a way to make him exist for a lot longer. Arcane means. Looked down upon in our society. He left our colony some time ago, but is returning and brings with him other forces, and he will, once he amassed his army, attempt to attack this place and slaughter us all. We do not expect you to fight an army, but he is taking a rather direct route here. There is a tunnel that once becomes rather thin, a choke point, so to say. We wish for you to go to that choke point and collapse the cave. In that way, it will take him much longer to travel here, and we will have more time to prepare ourselves.
Wait, that's all?
There is more
enough.
things, but I think starting off with this rather harmless expedition first is most favorable.
Can I do an insight check on harmless?
Go ahead, make an instant check.
I mean, I feel like everything you do in the Underdark is not really harmless.
Well,
Yeah.
collapsing the cave is, that's what he said. That's what he means as in harmless.
You don't really have to kill anybody.
No, I mean the harmless task, because as in the task as in whole.
Go ahead and make an instant
Did
check.
he just roll for deception?
He rolled something. You didn't know what it was.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's only a plus 12, so.
I still get advantage on this, right?
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
22.
This creature is very hard to read.
Hmm.
You have no idea if he means harmless or harmful. There's no reason to distrust him, you think? I mean, of course, if he asks you to collapse a cave and you land under it, that's harmful. But he's
Yeah.
not directing you yet to fight anything. So,
Okay. I'll just.
the mind once again goes, unless there is any other questions you have and wish to ask, one of my guides will bring you to this location where we would wish for you to collapse the cave,
Well, I have one more.
or otherwise obstruct. Yes.
So, this thing is one of yours. What is creature? Or
He
what?
used to be another Illithid, but he is no longer.
I mean, do you know where he is? Is he always traveling with his army? Is there a way to maybe?
He is traveling with his army, and through his way in the Underdark has been slaughtering cities to add them to his collection. I do not wish for you to attack this individual, as you are much more valuable than his death. We have other tasks for you to complete after this, and having you killed on the first would not be preferable. So, the delay of his army will be enough for now.
One
Sure.
more question.
Yes?
Where do we have to do this? I mean, which tunnel?
My
He's a guide.
guide, and one of the tentacles kind of reach out from the water and points to one of the small brain creatures. This guide will lead you there. Once you have arrived at the slimmest area of this cave, collapse it, obstruct it, however you think would fit best.
What?
Be careful, and I hope for your return. And the small brain creature kind of takes off. Waits at the end of the room as the door opens once again.
I guess we're all following.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
Locket and Ventra are, though.
Lock and
Yeah.
Adventure kind of start following. Again, it leads you through a similar path. You walk through the room in the middle with the hallways on either side. The door opens up again. This, for Locket, first time you enter into a larger entrance hall that has larger pillars. Leads there you can see about a dozen Illithid looking a bit worried, some being tended to. Again, as you pause, they all nod you and acknowledging your existence and with some respect. You make your way out from the main entrance area, this 20-foot wide door, cross a small bridge where the guards are standing, over the moat of stalagmites, and out back into this large room of the Underdark.
So, how are we going to do this?
well, I. Well,
Collapse.
Fred.
I mean, Frederick,
Yeah.
you
Magic.
can do some magic, right?
Hey,
I mean-
you can do this.
A little
Right.
boobity boobity boo.
That's
This-
Locket's understanding of
Lock and you
magic.
sound as intelligent as I sound usually.
Boobity boobity boo.
That was excellent burn.
That
man.
was very net-like. I was just gonna say right now. Are
Have
you
thought
sure
about
this
something-
pot didn't like take away a few of your brain cells?
I can see what I can do, but that doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
No.
I mean, I don't understand.
I figured.
He knows.
It is
I've never
Whoa.
done
Not
magic.
that kind of gobbledygook.
I don't know that.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
In the same way, as well as you know, you don't exactly know what you can do, but you can do it. Very similar to the same way that Ned had whenever he got his powers. He's like, I don't know why, but I can do that.
Okay.
Same way that you know Infernal. Like you
Okay.
suddenly understand it.
Okay, it's creepy. I'm not gonna admit that.
Sure.
To anyone.
You guys travel for about an hour. Eventually, again, coming to the edge of this larger open area with a stone wall that leads into a cave. Continuing on a little further, there you come across. There seems to be a river, a smaller river. Seems to be about 20 foot wide. That goes parallel to the slow descend that you are in. Before it's like two tunnels that are right next to each other and then split off again. The river kind of passes next to you. You guys, from that point on, you descend further and steeper into the ground, eventually finding yourself at a very about a 10-foot wide area. Venter can barely fit through it, and that's where the brain creature stops. This is where the choke point is. Ahead of you, there seems to be a about 20-foot high, large, like thin room that just widens out, and there are these rather thin pillars that kind of hold up the ceiling of this room.
Wait. Let's see.
So, how far do you think we've gone down at this point? Must have been far, right?
I'm not thinking too much about it. I mean, you can always bamf us back.
Sure, but
Right.
just curious. Yeah.
The
I
brain
don't
creature,
know.
by the way, kind of stops there. The moment you guys stop there, it walks back about 20 feet and sits.
Well, I think it is here that we have to do the blow up thing.
Fuck are you
Um,
planning?
I mean, there are
Fuck you,
pillars
Bobby.
that makes it easier.
You have the pillars there that are holding up the ceiling, and you had the river that passed you up with about a 4-foot thick wall in between where you were walking in the river. That seems to be that's kind of what you saw. However, you
I
wish to
mean,
utilize that is up to you.
well, you want me to try it?
Well, I may have another idea. But give me 1
I
second,
got a fucking
please.
bomb.
While Locke's doing it, Ventura kind of goes, "Can I just smack it?"
Well, you can, but we
You
can also
could, but
try
it could fall all on top of you,
this.
and that is, I mean, you're big.
I'm way too strong for that.
Do I have a cloth
Plan B.
or
You have bits of
And
cloth. You've
protect
ripped up
them.
your former coat, so you don't have cloth, but you have leather.
okay? Can I summon oil
Sure. You get a quart of oil.
and put the leather, the fabric into the oil
Alright.
and light this on fire and then maybe it will work. Would it?
You know that just burns things, right?
I mean yes, but
Like you
What's
get a
the
bit less
melting
than a
point of
liter.
rock?
You get less than a liter of oil.
oh no, then it won't work.
I mean,
Never mind.
set it next to a pillar, and it might be more effective.
Like
I
she
can-
gets like a small strip of leather that is soaked in oil, That's it.
Oh, I thought it was
No.
a jar of oil with a leather strip in it,
No.
like a Molotov.
No. No. That's
Then,
not it.
then I would throw away the alchemy jug. That would be a little.
Can you do the
So-
man?
Well, just blow it up. You can,
I can-
do it. I believe
I
in you.
could try.
Just
Yeah,
What
just
kind of room?
step back a little.
What's in the room, by the way?
There's a few rocks
than
and
the pillars.
stalagmites. Even with light cast, you don't see that much. It's just the 20-foot high room of cave.
is there something that's supporting all of it?
Yeah, the pillars.
Oh, there are pillars. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, there are a couple of pillars that support it.
What if Ventra hits out a few of them and then?
Comes back and then you like.
I have an idea. What if I just run?
and come
let
back?
me just first, let me
you
just
know,
first try this, and then you try your idea, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'll throw just a normal third level fireball at the furthest away pillar from us.
This fireball does not. It sets things on fire, but it doesn't destroy objects or things, right?
No, but it's the best I have.
Right. You
God
throw a
damn it.
fireball,
Oh,
and
right.
there, at the end, the whole thing bursts into flame. Before disappearing again, there's a few embers of what seem to have been mushrooms that are just incinerated, and the whole place is blackened.
Okay, Ventra, hit it.
No. Oh wait, I might have another idea.
I mean, it's just that didn't seem.
No, another idea.
You have 3
what you got?
seconds.
I'll summon a level 4 spiritual weapon. And
Okay,
Try to smack the pillars with the
Right.
spiritual weapon.
go ahead and make an attack roll.
If it's gonna miss, I'm gonna be sad.
It wouldn't necessarily miss. Like you're gonna hit. The thing is, you
Yeah.
have to hit to the point that it also damages.
13.
13. The spiritual weapon hits the side of the rock. It kind of and it doesn't break anyway, but like you see that some rock crumbles and there's a bit of cracks. Of
Okay.
one pillar.
Ventra, just go. It will be faster.
Ventra, if you help with a few of these, you know, you can never hurt.
Ventra
Good
kind of
eye.
steps.
Let out your anger.
Ventra kind of steps back for a moment before she starts running.
I'll
Um,
follow behind her.
Alright, you run with her. She's like, she didn't realize that, but now there's suddenly light coming with, and that's good. Because she's running, and she gets up a little bit of speed. She passes up a few pillars on her way there before she stops on the other end. Then she holds up for a moment, catches her breath, and then starts running again. She picks up a lot of speed, moving towards this one pillar. Just she bulges her head forward. Locket and Ned, make a perception check. Friedrich, you don't have to, because you're gonna see it anyway.
Oh no, the pillar's gonna do something. You're gonna swallow Ventra whole.
Oh,
It
no.
happens.
It
It's
happens.
Underdark.
Ah.
Alright,
11.
11. Ned, what'd you get?
18.
Alright, Ned, you do. Locket, you do not see
Ah,
this.
come on.
Even with the bit of light in the distance, Friedrich, you do see it. Ventra, she runs right towards this this pillar, and just in a flash, you see most of her upper body has this spectral form of a
Oh.
gigantic, pale white, demonic-looking minotaur. As she kind of forms that around her, you see her head forward. She's looking at the ground, smashes into the first pillar. The pillar scatters completely. Ventra keeping that momentum. You see some of the rocks falling down to the ground, but it seems stable after the first one. Second one, when she gets closer, the spectral demonic minotaur appears once again, smashes through a second one. She kind of starts going through a few, very much Juggernaut-y, like in the X-Men, before she slightly makes a turn and takes another few, and
Woo!
kind of zigzagging, makes her way back to the rest of you. She gets about 2 rows done before you guys start hearing the very faint rumbling
Okay,
of stone.
Ventra, now come back.
Ventra's just
Yeah, I'll
Turning
try
around
to
again.
keep up with her.
Yeah. Make an athletics check, Friedrich, because she can run faster than you can.
Oh yeah.
She
of
goes at
course.
40 feet around.
Oh no, Frederick is gonna be.
An 18.
Ooh.
80's pretty fucking decent with a strength of 4. Friedrich is running along and to try, like, he puts some effort into it to make sure that she can still see, even though you're not sure if she's even seeing anything. She's looking down at the ground and just looks up every now and then whenever she doesn't see a pillar right in front of her. The moment you hear the faint rumbling of stone, Friedrich picks up the fucking pace and just starts moving. She kind of gets ahead of Ventra, just like, no! And Ventra still smashes through a few of these. When Ventra kind of gets back...
I want to keep the same pace as Ventra and keep closer to her, so if everything collapses, I can touch her.
Okay. Well, it begins to collapse. Pieces of stone. But way back where you started, about 50 feet away from you. All of it starts collapsing, and it starts coming to you rather closely. Friedrich. It's up to you if you wish to take that chance or not. But Vendra is just still going.
She's still going.
Yeah.
How close is close?
First, it's like 10 feet, or 10 feet from 50, so 40 feet. Then 30, 20, 10 feet away from you.
Okay, 10 feet, and then at that point I'll dimension doors both to
Right.
the entrance.
You touch. You attempt to grab Ventra. You both teleport there. Ventra arrives there right before she would hit the pillar. All of you see Ventra currently has her eyes closed, and you see for a moment the spectral, massive Minotaur form before that all dissipates. Ventra still keeping with the momentum, even through the dimension door, smashes into the cave wall, and lands on her ass.
Ooh.
The cave collapses to about 20 feet from the thinnest area where you guys were standing, because there's still a few pillars there that she didn't get completely yet. There is smoke and debris that just, or dust and debris that just blows through. You see Ventra is breathing heavily and is profusely bleeding from the face.
You did well, Ventra, and I
will cure wounds, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's maybe better.
Yeah, the cure wounds, the bit of blood that it slowly dissipates a bit. It flows down further. The cuts on her head were minimal. They were there. Strangely enough, if she had smashed face first into all of those pillars, she would have had to rip a little bit more than just that.
Somewhere in the overworld, there's just a poor guy in a cart. Oh.
Just a massive sinkhole suddenly. There's just some sad gnomes with a fucking cart that are suddenly just absorbed by the earth.
That's it.
But you guys definitely managed to collapse this cave.
Well, let's go back
Yes.
now.
Impressive, to say the
You know-
least.
You don't want to try the other pillars closest?
I mean, it's already
still-
collapsed.
Yeah, I can still try with the loot.
I don't really think it's necessary, Frederick.
Okay.
Well, I
You
mean,
assume
can
to
give it
be-
a
From where you're standing, there's at least like 100 feet of debris between where you are and the other end of this room.
I mean, they wanted to delay him, right? Or whatever it was. I mean, delaying it seems better if we have more debris in front of it. So I'll try. I'll give it a couple of goes.
Right. I would like for you to make a spellcasting check. Just roll a charisma check. I would say with advantage because you can do it multiple times.
A spellcasting check.
Yeah, just to see how well you can use your spellcasting ability to smack down these pillars.
That's with advantage. It's
Yeah.
20.
You take some time, and you have to. I would say you would have to cast it at least twice. But spiritual weapon does break down some other of these pillars. The moment it breaks one, some debris falls on top of it, but it just dissipates through and it moves out of the other one again. Out just through the debris and comes out of it and moves to another one, starts smashing it. The moment you do that, all of it just collapses through the faint sound of music of a lute that's playing. And for those who are rather perceptive, there's, along with the music that's faintly playing from the lute in the distance as it's smacking and the debris is falling, there's this ever so faint violin that you kind of can hear on the background, kind of like a fiddle, playing a rather happy song accompanying the lute.
That's weird.
That is very weird. Are you doing that, Fred?
What? Do I notice that as well?
What's your passive perception?
11.
No, you do not.
Why is there a
No.
violin?
It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
Well, we've made a lot of sound. Let's go back
Yeah.
before we.
yeah.
We
Let's
head
do
back.
Alright, you guys head back. You follow the brain creature again. Ventra kind of comes up next to you, Locke, and goes, "You see that?" I'm kind of rubbing her head.
Yeah, you did great, Ventura.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
You guys once again climb up. Near the top, you pass up the river once again that flows past you. Eventually, another hour passes, and right around midday-ish, probably, you guys arrive back at the Illithid colony. You guys make your way back. The doors open up for you. Eventually, the brain creature leads you back to the mind. Eventually, you get there, and the large brain still sits there in the vat of water, and reaches out again telepathically to all of you, going, "So, did it go well?"
Well, it was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, big friend here.
I did absolutely nothing. She
Neither
did
did
all
I.
the work.
As I said, harmless if you go about it correctly. Do you all need some rest, or are you ready to continue on?
Well, I think that depends on the task you'll want to be giving us.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Are a few things that need to be done. I will allow you to choose in which manner you do these tasks. There is a pet of mine that doesn't only work as isn't merely a pet. It allows most of us that speak telepathically to communicate with each other within a certain vicinity. Kind of like a extension of our own telepathy, if you will. This creature was stolen from me by these horrid, dumb monsters. They took it with them and have been housing it in a quarry not too far from here. What I'd ask for you to do is simply go there and retrieve him back to me.
That sounds fair enough, right?
Apart from that, there is a group of dark dwarves. These Durgar have been kidnapping and torturing some of us, experimenting on us. They have taken up residence in an abandoned gnomish city not too far from here. What I wish from you to do is bring him back so they may face justice.
Who is him? Is there like
Yeah.
a specific person you're looking for?
The pet of mine doesn't have a name. The
I mean,
Durgar, on the other hand,
Durg.
seem to have been a group about half a dozen. But they are more tricksy than I had anticipated and have been able to slaughter a number of us.
That's bad.
Apart from that, the only other thing I would wish for you to do possibly the most dangerous of them all, as I do not think these dwarves will be much of an issue to you. There is a creature that was experimented upon by these Durgar and was set loose upon these areas of the Underdark. A gargantuan worm known as an Eothelid. It has been making its way through and devouring many of us that have gone after it, and having a skill set that is similar to ours, has been able to devour more of us than I would like to admit. This creature is large and dangerous and resides in a cave room not far from here, only leaving to forage out for food every now and then. We'd like for this creature to be killed, as
How
it
big
poses
is
a
this
rather...
worm?
Last report that I had, again, losing our telepathic hub made communications difficult, and not many of us have survived an encounter with this creature. It is to be known at maximum length to be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 feet in length.
What? Excuse me?
That is, if it
That
is
sounds
moving.
big.
In combat, it curls up and is smaller, but this is definitely the most dangerous task I have for you.
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't want to die yet. I came
have
close a couple
seen-
of times, so
I
I
mean,
have
it does sound
seen
pretty cool.
Your abilities firsthand. As I said, I am able to view all of your fights through the eye in Inkwill's weapon.
yeah, I don't know.
You
how I
have
feel about
faced
that.
threats more dangerous than this. And I
Well,
assume that you'd be able to handle this as well. Just because of the likeness of the skill set of us and this creature, it is rather difficult for us.
So what you're saying is that if we can defeat that thing, we actually could have defeated you all.
I cannot send the entire
Can you not-
colony there in one mission. That is far too much and risky, especially with the other dangers that lurk. If I send all of my children to go fight it, then the Durgar and other forces that try to eradicate us every now and then will get their chance. I
I
can
mean,
simply not risk that. And leaving it alone has been working so far, but I do not wish to have that creature tread upon our territory.
I'll be honest, kind of want to do that first.
It is the most dangerous thing that I'm asking of you. But if you wish to do that first, I promise none of the other tasks are more difficult.
Well,
I understand if none of you want to dabble into this. It's
Ventura kind of goes, I mean, I want to smash a big thing.
fuck it, why not?
kind of want to see it too. I mean,
So you have the retrieval of his pet, the capture of these Durgar, and killing this big worm thing.
though Frederick, you exhausted yourself maybe a bit.
If you
I
wish
mean,
to wait and rest for another day, we understand.
We can also go for the
I'm
pets
fine.
today, and tomorrow we can go for the worm thing.
Yeah, we could do that.
The quarry of my pets is about 7 hours of travel from here. Upon return, that will be 14 hours for in total, and we cannot provide you with any safety during this travel. You could possibly do it today, but you'll be arriving late at night. it is up to you.
And the Durgars in the city?
The Durgar city is about 4 hours away from here.
Well,
It is dangerous as the previously acknowledged member has slaughtered this city and taken many of its citizens and added it to its army. You might see some of them there as well if you are not careful. The worm's lair is about 6 hours away from here. Quite a bit of travel, but his distance to us has kept us safe so far. So, the pet is 7 hours away, the worm is 6, and the Durgar is 4. But that's travel there, do whatever you need to do, and then go back. Currently, as I said, it's about midday, a little earlier probably, because you guys did that in about 2 hours.
we can do the dwarf thing.
Well, okay, that's fine. And then tomorrow we will do the worm thing.
Ventura kind of goes, but
Tomorrow, Ventra.
Frederick.
sure.
Alright.
Oh.
Which,
Oh,
you
Sorry
know.
about that. Sorry about that.
Oh,
I was checking something. That was the wrong button.
Alright. Point us in the right direction and we'll...
of course. Follow your guide. And the same brain creature kind of gets up again from his laying down position, turns around, and starts making his way out of the room again. Do you guys follow?
We follow, yeah.
Yep.
You guys follow once again, pass through the same rooms, meeting the same illithid. You haven't seen more than the half dozen plus the very big one in the center room, and the about 12-ish in the main room, plus the guards. Like, your estimated guess is there shouldn't be more than 20 or 30 here, as far as you've seen. This building is much bigger. You haven't seen all of it, but that's about all you've seen. You guys leave and exit out into the Underdark area again, making your track by following this small creature once again. You start heading the same direction you went to as you were going towards the other army.
Lock it, Fred.
You.
Pedro. I mean, I know why I'm doing this. I mean, if you want to ask for any gold by these guys, or, you know, something in return for what you do.
I mean,
Ventura goes, well, if it helps you, I am more than willing just to help. I don't need no gold. I already have way too much.
Well, it's more that we're, you know, it's a big worm. I understand if you don't want to throw your life at something that is maybe not too benefit to yourself. I don't know.
I mean, it benefits us if you know more of yourself.
Maybe. I've been
So,
thinking about it. I don't know how it works.
if you look at it that way, then we will kind of sort of get paid out of this.
I mean,
I don't know
we're-
if it's
we're-
benefit.
I mean, we're helping you, right? That's the point.
I mean, I guess, but it's very dangerous.
Well,
Well,
so are some of the problems we carry with us.
I'll try to repay when I can.
I mean, for me, you already did, except my father. Then, but besides that, you already helped me, so why not help you back?
yeah.
All right.
You guys,
Otherwise, we wouldn't have come, right?
you guys travel some time, making your way through a few hazardous areas. There's an areas where there's very deep pools of water. You kind of make your way through and past, zigzagging.
you at one point get to this very slim ravine that Ventra kind of has to through, like push yourself very hardly through. Even you guys have a bit of difficulty passing through it. You also at one point, and that's kind of where we're going to go here. There is a river that's about 50 feet wide. That's kind of just rushing past. And you guys are standing there. The small creature kind of jumps in the water, and for a moment it just disappears before it emerges about 100 feet for you. Now you can see it emerge 100 feet downstream on the other hand of the river, and comes running back and kind of waits there for you.
I think we have to go through this.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
rope each other up and do it like that. Anyone has a better idea?
I can teleport.
I'm with Frederick.
Isn't that like... You might need that when we're like getting
Adventure
killed.
goes, "Don't worry, Ned. If you don't want to teleport or walk, I can carry you."
No, I wanted to actually put a rope on each other so that, you know, when Frederick inevitably loses his footing, we can sort of carry him with us.
That would make all my
I'm
clothes
not
wet.
going in the water if you think that.
Why not? You liked it just a day ago.
Venture goes, "I can carry you."
Because
can
I
also
do not like
teleport
water,
him.
Ned. And I walk towards Ventra.
Venture
and-
kind of picks
and-
you
and
up,
like-
just like it just throws you over the shoulder, fireman style.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's fixed. You want me to carry you, Frederick?
I'd rather just teleport, honestly.
I mean, do you guys teleport?
Nope.
Right.
I've tied a rope around him.
You tie a rope around yourself, Ventra and Friedrich, and you start wading in the water.
I'm just.
I know I can't fight it, so I'll just move along.
I would like for everybody to make an
Let's go.
athletics check. Because this is 50 feet of rope, it is 5, then you got about 15 feet, and another 5, and another 15 feet, another 5. That's kind of how you guys are tied up, so there's some distance in between you guys.
Athletics?
Yes, athletics.
Whoop whoop. 21. Like I said, inevitably
21.
Frederick.
Okay, Ventra gets a 17. Lockett, you don't have to
Oh.
roll because you're,
Oh no, I
you're being
want
carried.
to roll for Ventra.
Alright, well, sorry. Ventra has a 17. Ned has a 21, so you guys are firm pillars, and Friedrich's in the middle of you. Friedrich, what did you roll?
Zero.
Was that a natural 1?
Yeah. Natural 1 minus 1.
As you kind of expected, as you guys are wading through it, Friedrich, you're doing your best, but you get about halfway in the middle of the river, and you just go, and you're just like, oh, god damn it.
I just give up.
Yeah, Friedrich just disappears under the water. Friedrich, you do take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the rough water and smacking into the floor of this shallow river. Just eventually,
just gives
by,
up, like-
by Ventra and it being pulled back up to your spot, and you guys make your way through on the other side of the river. You're a bit bruised and scraped, and you now regret probably that you didn't teleport.
No, you didn't.
Did
You
Loki
know it
get
was the
wet?
better option. You know it.
Okay, that's good.
Remind me why I didn't teleport.
Because
Everything
you're gonna
went
need that for when you're actually in danger instead of
And Ventra goes,
Or
because
was I
you're
not
weak.
actually in danger there?
because you were tied on a rope with Ventura and me. Nothing happened, alright? You just bruised yourself a little. Come on, man up.
Everything is wet.
Yeah,
not
everything is,
everything.
well, only till my... Oh yeah, you fell in the water. Well,
Yeah,
It
let's
makes
just
you-
go on.
it is what it is.
You guys continue on.
Walk like this, like me.
Yeah. Eventually, your 4-hour journey comes to an end as slowly revealing in the bit of light you guys are carrying with you is a city wall, and beyond that, you see the bits of a city. You know it's completely dark, but you see the bits of it. And this wall is torn asunder. Like you could still see two towers on each side. That's kind of how far your guys' dark vision lasts, even with light. One tower has like the top of it crumbled and fallen down, and this central piece in between the two towers, one of which is still relatively okay. There is just a mound of rock where this wall has collapsed inward, probably from some kind of siege weapon. And there's a couple of blood splatters within the rock, but as far as you know, there's nobody here.
Can we climb over the mountain of rock?
Yeah, it's about 4 to 5 foot wide. You're gonna have to walk over. It's uncomfortable.
I sneakily walk over to it.
Okay.
Over it.
Yeah, let's not be.
Right,
all be
everybody roll stealth
Yeah.
check. And the small creature in front of you, I'll roll for him.
Ooh, natural 20.
Nice. Even with this, well, you don't have disadvantage.
That's
Yeah.
Ventra.
No, natural 20 for the creature as well. You guys have no fucking idea what he is. He's just gone. Just abandoned you here. Nah, you guys can see. So Ned, what'd you get?
22.
22. Friedrich, what'd you get?
15.
15. What did Venture get?
Plus 12, that's real
5.
bad, but
That's
Wait, 1 second. We
for
got.
Locket, that's real bad.
Yeah, I'm really
We got
disappointed.
22.
I
We
mean
got-
for me as well. I rolled a 3.
We got
Damn, you guys been.
15 from Friedrich. We got 5 from Ventra. We got 24 from the creature. Locket, what did you get?
16.
That is indeed very pathetic. Don't you have advantage on the... No, wait, you don't have advantage in the dark anymore. Sorry. Anyway. Let's see. These divided by 5. You still have an average stealth of 16.4, so you guys are doing relatively well.
Always my teammates lowering the average.
Of course. Says the heavy armor dude. You walk into this city and you start walking through the streets. Immediately behind the bit of rock wall that you walked across, there is carnage, just blood everywhere. Like blood splatters against the wall, against the against all across the floor. There is signs of a fight, everywhere. What you guess? Some kind of war was fought here. But there are no bodies anywhere.
Whoa.
that's weird.
Is there any light
Can-
coming out from it?
Unless Friedrich is carrying light with him, there's none.
No.
No. So there's no fires or
No,
places
nothing. It's
light.
This is a ghost town, and you guys start following the creature through a couple of streets and alleyways, and you pass up a couple of houses. All of the doors are wide open, and furniture inside's been scattered all about. It is very unsettling, and it's very, very quiet, especially with you guys' stealth checks. It's super quiet until you all hear this very faint, like this scraping of metal over stone, just a thin thing, sword or axe maybe, as it kind of scrapes over. You guys all kind of stop. The creature itself stops as well and sits. And about 60 feet ahead of you, Ned, you see a group of, it seems to be about 6 gnomes walking their way slowly.
hide.
You guys are already hiding.
Oh.
You guys don't stealth for no reason. They slowly just walk. They kind of cross your path, and they go slowly just lumber across, just dragging some small weaponry with them. These are definitely dead. And they kind of just pass and disappear on the other end.
To avoid them.
The creature again picks up and starts moving. There's a couple of more times where you guys have to kind of quit, and there are just these small groups, about half a dozen every time, of gnomes and drow and Durgar that all these skeletons and zombies kind of walk about this city, more towards the center of it. It's very strangely, the creature doesn't necessarily seem to know where it's going, as it's kind of zigzagging.
Mhm.
You're not exactly sure why. But about after 15 minutes of straight up walking through the town and hiding every now and then, it seems to stop and notice something, almost like a hunting dog noticing something, and it takes a corner. It takes a turn and starts moving in a direction. It stops again as a couple of these undead come walking by before it continues on again. It continues almost to the center of the city, and there seems to be a larger gnomish mansion that's halfway built into a cave wall. What you notice, the city has an outer area where it opens up into one of the massive cave areas. That's where the walls were, and then it's been dug into the cave wall. And this is kind of the center of the city is all the way at the back. That's kind of where you end up. And there's it seems to be like a mansion that's built halfway into the wall, where it kind of stops and sits. And there's a few more zombies that just like pass up about 60 feet away from you. And through your entire track through the city, they don't seem to be particularly perceptive. And there's a good couple of them here, but that's about it.
They don't notice us or anything.
No, their passive perception is so low. They're just guarding, and they're undead, so they're not really good at it.
So there's a creature stopping in front of this house.
The small brain creature stopped and sat. Just kind of hides himself, making sure that he's safe.
I think this is it then.
Guess so.
I figure maybe knocking on the door is not the best course of action in this one.
No.
It seems to be about 2 floors. Again, it's built into the wall, so you're not sure how big it is on the inside. But there seems to be a balcony above on the second story, and then there is a door and a shattered window in the front. The door is open completely. There's also no light in here at all.
Let's not. Wait, I don't see it.
No, you don't. Let's take a peek.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't
move
see shit, so.
Close to it,
No.
and preferably want the group coming with me.
Yeah.
Right. The
Not
creature
splitting up.
the creature doesn't, because it brought you to the
Well,
location.
Lock is
Figured out,
definitely
but-
coming.
Yeah, but I like for everybody to make a stealth check in that case.
Yeah, I'll be going as well, but it's just.
Hmm.
I mean, we're all going, right?
Everybody's going except for the brain
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah, okay.
Ned, what'd you get?
A 10.
Friedrich, what'd you get?
32.
Damn, bro.
Oh, it's your slower teammates that are holding you
That's
back.
a natural 20.
Locker,
That's a
what'd you
natural
get?
20, yeah?
27.
What did Venture get?
15.
15. Right. Divided by 4. Ned this time being
That's
the lowest of the
divided by
bunch.
5.
Oh, sorry. So we got
You can't always do the best.
32, 10, 15, and 27. Divided by 4. You guys have an average stealth check of 21. Fucking gone. You kind of walk over
Not
to
like-
the door and you take a peek in. Ned, make a perception check.
That's not bad. That's an 11.
11. You kind of look in and it seems to be just an completely abandoned house.
Just abandoned.
Locket goes in.
Lock as you step into the door frame. Okay.
Venture, is there
Light?
is it
No.
completely dark?
Yes.
Venture
Yeah.
will follow Locket.
Yeah, I will follow Ned and keep
Nice.
light just there just in case I
You ready
Good.
light to cast it.
yeah.
Alright, and since it's a cantrip, you can
Oh
keep
my-
that. So.
Yeah, on my action because
Yeah,
I
of
can
course.
if combat happens I can see shit.
So it's Lockett, Ventra, I guess then Ned and Friedrich.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lockett, you
I mean,
step into
we'll
the
be
door
moving together.
frame, and there's a small bit of hallway before you get into a larger room. So you walk in,
I watch for traps.
make an investigation check. That is the first time Lockett ever does that. And good job. This is how to be a rogue. 69 episodes and she got it.
20.
On her birthday as well.
20 on your birthday as well.
I'm grown up now, so
Yeah, it's
Because of the rogue dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the rogue dice that reminded her, like, oh yeah, I'm a rogue. You step forward and walk through the hallway, and you're kind of looking for traps. For the first time, you're like, this is strange. I'm looking for traps. But you do find, with a 20,
Alright.
that there is, right at the end of the hallway that leads into the larger room, a very thin silk string. That's between two little hooks that have been nailed into the doorpost. On one end, there's a bit of a bell, and if you look through the doorpost without stepping in it, because that's where the line is, you see the line going up, and they're holding what seems to be a pickaxe with one end taken off of it that's currently up against the roof. That still has one spike on it, meaning that if you would have hit it, the bell would have gone off, and at the same time that spike would have jammed down.
Is it? Can I dismantle it without triggering it?
To dismantle it, the bell might ring, but you could possibly cut that without making noise. The rope itself, because the moment you touch it, you would have pulled the rope, which would have pulled out a short stick that currently holds the pickaxe from falling down. So go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools. This is not lockpicking, so you don't get the +5, but you are expertise in it. So make a dexterity check plus your thieves' tools stuff, so your proficiency.
Is that +5?
No, you have your dexterity
Yeah.
plus the proficiency you have in your thieves' tools, and you have expertise in your thieves' tools.
Yeah, I don't know idea.
So
how
that
much.
means that's double your proficiency.
So that's.
It should be similar to your stealth check, because you're also expertise in stealth, and that's also
Yeah,
dexterity.
that's 14. So
Okay, so go ahead and make that check.
17. That's
17.
terrible.
That is indeed bad, but because, high rolls, you grab the bell on the inside without making noise, and you cut the rope there holding it, and then you cut the rope making it so that the string can just simply go slack without that piece of wood being moved, and the spike kind of keeps hanging there.
Yeah!
Ash Lockett screams out, yeah, it kind of echoes through the roof.
No.
That would be so stupid.
That'd be so funny.
Look what you do.
Yeah, you guys see Lockett going at it for a bit. Ned just said, Lockett, what'd you do?
What's happening?
Nothing. Go on. Let's go. And I walk further into the house, still watching for traps.
You guys walk into the house, you still got your 20. You walk in, Ventra kind of has to be let in, and you kind of hold her head to not walk into the spike, because she definitely would. Ventra at this point is moving half speed. She is crawling. You guys are in a gnomish house. It is not tall here at all. Ventra had to go into a complete flat belly to even get under the spike. Because, gnomish city. You all make your way past. Ned, you were asking what Lockett did. You get in there, you see the half pickaxe hanging. You're like, oh. You kind of pass that up. You also see the bell being dropped on the other end. You're now in what seems to be a small living room. There's a cold hearth on one end. There's a few couches and sofas around it. Ahead of you, you see the entrance to another room further in the back, and there's a staircase to the right. Could you investigate further?
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be, in this room and the doorways to the other rooms, there doesn't seem to be any traps
In the
set up.
staircase?
Yeah, no, the staircase either.
Okay.
It was just the bell in the front.
Okay. So, there's only the ways in the other room and
There's a room that goes further back, and there's a spiral staircase that goes upward. Very small spiral staircase.
I try and motion to Ned and Frederick, did they go up? Like,
Friedrich, you don't see it because it's dark.
No, I don't see shit.
Yeah. Ned doesn't seem to understand. And he understands. So he
Ned
grabs
grabs the shoulders of Frederick
Yeah.
and starts turning him a little.
Friedrich. Oh Jesus! So he just starts spinning. Friedrich.
Starts
Friedrich,
spinning
you
Frederick.
certainly start being spun, and you're a little dizzy.
no, go upstairs.
There's
And I'm
wait.
push, push Frederick. Right,
With
maybe you
Frederick.
should go first.
What? I can't see shit.
Yeah, forget that.
Alright. So as Lockett and Venture, you guys make your way into the back. You step there into what seems to be the dining room. In the back there's the kitchen. Ned and Friedrich, you kind of make your way up, and there's a hallway there that kind of curves to the left, as a sharp turn to the left. Seems to be going to probably where the balcony was. And there's what seems to be about 3 rooms on your right side. Both of you, Lockett and Friedrich, or Lockett and Ned, because you guys are the only ones that can see in your respective groups, make an investigation check.
Investigate.
Ned, you're not checking for traps, are you?
Oh wait.
No.
Oh. Ooh.
So Ned, what'd you get?
12.
Very well. Lockett, what'd you get?
17.
17. And with your same stealth checks, you guys kind of continue on. Lockett and Venture, you kind of end up in the eventually kitchen. Behind that, there's a storage area, but nothing. Ned and Friedrich, you kind of go room to room, peeking in slightly. Make a stealth check, an additional stealth check, just you, Ned.
Not me.
No, because he's the one peeking into the rooms.
17.
Okay, 17, let me check. No. Okay. So Ned, as you kind of turn like you go first room, nothing. Second room, nothing. Then the fourth room would be the balcony. Third room, you peek your head in completely, and there, standing at the door, looking at you very strangely, is this small, dark-skinned dwarf that just looks at you weirdly for a moment before he yells something out in Dwarvish, and he reaches out his hand, and out of nothing seems to be appearing a small dagger. And as the rest all wake up, and Friedrich's light goes on.
What did he say? What did he say in Dwarvish?
Do you speak Dwarvish?
Do I speak Dwarvish?
That would be the question.
Oh no, I can read Dwarvish. Never mind.
Alright, no.
What did what did he read in Dwarvish?
No, he yelled out something. He yelled out something in Dwarvish, and all the other ones kind of woke up, and this one starts dashing forward. That's what we're going to be picking up next Monday. We've been going on for a bit today, so that's what we're going to be picking up. Hopefully, I think Cherry will be there again to be with us and to be Ventra. But let me.
I think she was in the stream chat today.
Oh, that could have been possible, yeah. But with
I think
that, thank you guys for coming out to watch. We started a little late today because of the birthday, of course. But we'll be back again next Monday. So thank you guys for coming out to watch. Thank you guys for coming out to play. Let's see what this new ally has in store for you all. Very quickly still, go check out our YouTube, where all the DMs podcasts are, with a very good new Dungeon Masters podcast about the worst and best stories that we had. Go check out Unravel D&D and Murph's Magical Merchandise on Instagram. And apart from that, follow this channel, because then you can see the next game again, which is great. So, that is it. Thank you guys for coming out, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye!
Bye bye.